For years, it's been a part of the morning routine for an awful lot of people in Tampa. The Krispy Kreme donut shop in ruins tonight, burned to the ground. It stood along West Kennedy for 40 years. It's been a fixture in Tampa. The fire there broke out this morning. The latest now from 10 News reporter Lena Lai, who's live at the scene. Lena?
Pat, well, this Krispy Kreme donut shop opened in 1954 and is perhaps Florida's oldest donut shop. Behind me, the cinders are still smoldering from the early morning fire that destroyed this Tampa landmark, and with it, a lot of memories. It was the regular morning crowd inside the Krispy Kreme donut shop when suddenly smoke poured out from the ceiling and the store was engulfed in flames. Just like that, 40 years of history inside what's perhaps Florida's oldest donut shop was gone. So were the jobs.
Well, it's kind of like going to a funeral. Been there 28 years.
And so were the childhood memories for the adults working to put out the fire.
At some time in anybody's life that's lived here in Tampa, this was a part of their routine.
In 1952, Bill McCoy bought one of the first Krispy Kreme franchises. He moved the store to the West Kennedy location 2 years later. Before there were candy and preservatives, Tampa school children sold Krispy Kreme donuts. America's favorite donut was its slogan, and this became Tampa's favorite donut shop. Bill passed away and passed on the legend to his son, Bob.
This was the original, and the original, you always kind of have a little special place in your heart for that, so yeah, it's a sad day.
The McCoys plan to make new memories and start a new generation hooked on the Krispy Kreme morning routine. But the old memories are hard to forget.
This is the last box of donuts taken out just before the fire.
And now everyday things salvaged become priceless treasures.
We're going to bounce back here in just a little bit. Give us the time.
Yes, indeed. Unfortunately, insurance won't cover everything, but folks here are planning to rebuild. They're even planning to set up a temporary donut stand tomorrow morning right there in the parking lot to help people get their donut fix. Pat?
Lena, no injuries here. What about the cause? Any indication as to what that was yet?
Well, firefighters believe the fire started within the store's heating system in the ceiling. However, there is no known cause just yet, Pat.
All right, Lena, thank you very much. Lena live for us in Tampa tonight. By the way, the McCoys do have another shop on Florida Avenue. All the baking will be done there until the location on Kennedy is rebuilt.
The search is on tonight for an arsonist terrorizing a Bay Area neighborhood. The arsonist set 5 fires overnight in the same neighborhood. 10 News reporter Michelle Caruso has that story.
You're looking at what remains from an overnight arson spree that investigators say left more than $70,000 in damage. Lucille Erdman's rental property, which sits right next door to her own house, was one of the 5 vacant homes torched between 12:30 and 1:30 in the morning.
It could have been my house, and, you know, I would be in here asleep, and, you know, somebody else would have to report it if they saw it, so it's scary.
Investigators originally thought this graffiti found at one of the scenes might have been a warning or a clue to the arsonist's identities, but have since determined it's been there for some time. Now arson detectives say they want to question 2 white teenagers who were seen in the neighborhood at the time of the fires. This house by far suffered the worst damage, $45,000 worth. It's a total loss. And investigators are concerned that the people responsible for this fire may be back for more.
Our big concerns this evening, tomorrow night, later this week, until we catch these people, we don't know who's done or what's done. We don't know if they're going to go out and set more fires, put more firefighters' lives in danger. We don't know if they're going to start setting fires to houses that are occupied. We don't know what's on these people's mind.
Call police if you know anything about these fires. In Tampa, Michelle Caruso, 10 News.
The arsonist started the fires by lighting whatever was handy in the homes at the time. In one case, a couch. Investigators say these are definitely hack jobs, not professional.
Investigators tentatively blaming an electrical problem this evening for a big fire that destroyed the popular Krispy Kreme donut shop today in South Tampa. Firefighters did what they could to save the place, but it was too late. The fire had too big a head start. The owners have been in business here since 1952. They say they'll do their best to keep the 15 people they employed here on the payroll at another donut shop they own in the city.